What's good, everybody? It's your boy, All Rights Reserved. I come to you to talk about something else. Now, I got another video I want to show you, and it bothers me, okay? Not only that, I want to say right now, everybody who was dealing with the situation earlier, all the girls that were hitting me up, telling me that you were receiving threats, come forward. Hop back in, message me so we could talk. Because there were 3 girls that came forward saying they were being threatened. They were being threatened not to come forward with information on the fact that they might have someone's baby. Come forward right now, all of you. I'm serious. The girls that were being threatened, come forward right now. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this for a reason. Come forward. Don't worry about it. We need to speak up. You need to speak up. At this moment, especially, you need to speak up. Because it was 3 of you by name that was hopping in my inbox saying you were being threatened by this woman and someone else. We're not going to name that other person for now because I don't understand what they have to do with it. But y'all were being threatened and y'all reached out to me. I already communicated with the people that need to be communicated with. But you were being threatened because you were saying a certain thing. You all said the same thing. That's the thing I was thinking of. Come forward and speak up because they were being threatened because, let's be honest, they said they had someone's child. They said they had someone's child and they were being threatened. Not only that, one of them alleged that their house was attacked, that they were attacked and their house was attacked. Come forward because at that time, it was not as prevalent as now. This is evidence. This is the evidence that's definitely going to prove a point. Come forward and speak up. Don't be holding back, not saying nothing. This is your time. If it's not true and you were lying, don't say nothing. But if it's true, come forward. I'm not saying publicly, but have a chat. Now, here's the other thing. Now, it was also alleged that the people involved in the last video I was talking about was in the group dealing with Tentacion, telling them not to talk to me, telling them not to speak to me. Why? If I'm a lie, why? Because they would have got some assistance dealing with the situation, because they would have got some relief, because I was going to link them up with the people that need to be linked up. You're telling them not to speak to me. Ma'am, that is a felony in itself. That is a felony in itself because that's intimidation of a witness. Ma'am, you could go to jail just off that. Just off that, you can do mad time because you intimidated like 4 or 5 of them. What they allege. They're alleging that. So do not play with this. This is not a game. Especially what 2 of you told me happened. That is not a joke. That's not to play with. I'm telling you. If you want the assistance, if you were lying, shame on you. Shame on you, because there's people really dealing with that. Shame on you. But if it's the truth, come forward and talk about it. This is your time to talk about it. It's the right thing, because you can't be the only one. Now, I'm about to play a video. And it's very important you check out and listen to what's being said. I'm going to narrate it. Now, this is the video that low-key answers what I was saying. But you got to really check it out. It's very interesting because it goes against everything that we know to be true and everything that was released. So let's check it. I don't know if you can see who that is right there. She's right there. I don't know who that woman is with you, but we're off that. Don't matter.
What were the difficulties about putting together this documentary for you, Cleo?
That was one thing because, that incident amplified because of the quote-unquote pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And we have that document that she was never pregnant, and that was not included in the film. So that was something that I fought for.
Why wasn't it included in the film?
I decided not to include it in the film because I didn't feel like I had enough clear, specific medical, legal information to really speak on something so sensitive, so tender, and so intimate. Mm-hmm. And I also felt like to focus on those details and miss the bigger picture of the emotional relationships in the story, it would be distracting.
What were the difficulties about putting together?
Now, I want to ask you guys, how does that make sense? She's saying sensitive medical documents. It's a paternity test, ma'am. It's testing whether a baby's coming. How is there sensitive medical? Does that make sense? Listen, they're doing something called double speak. I know you guys may not know about it. Look it up. They're double speaking. They're speaking about something simple, but making it seem very difficult, and that it couldn't really be explained. They're making it something it's not. Have you ever seen someone try and hide a test, whether they're pregnant or not? Have you ever seen someone try and hide information upon them going to the hospital to get a pregnancy test? It makes no sense. Now, this is what is very important. There is a very serious thing like that. And I'm saying this is crazy. This is crazy. It makes no sense. It's nonsense. They're literally trying to say it was private medical information to actually admit someone's pregnant. I've never heard of that. That makes no sense. And I'm not going to keep doing this. Every time I'm going to cover every piece of information y'all put out, because y'all were saying different things like he's not telling the truth. You went to every Tentacion group and told them not to talk to me. Tell me I'm lying. They told me. Why would you do that if I'm telling a lie? Not to talk to me? When you say ignore him? When you say he's lying? But you said don't talk to him. Why? Why, man? Why would you tell him not to talk to me? It's because you already know I'm going to catch you up in every lie you had. You lied about everything. Literally. To the point where now you're exiled. Where's Genesis? So let me ask y'all. Does it make sense to put X's ex-girlfriend in this documentary and not his baby mother? Does that make sense to anyone? You're going to put his ex-girlfriend that he was no longer with in this documentary and not his baby mother. Let me ask, Genesis, are you ready to talk? Are you ready to speak up? Why aren't they putting you in? I know why, but why aren't they putting you in? Can you speak? Can you please speak up? Ma'am, if you're staying quiet, you're just being a victim like the rest. You're turning into a victim like every other girl. You're not telling your story. Honestly, we had our differences. But being honest, if I was doing a documentary, I'm not putting Geneva. Why would I put her in? She's the ex. I would put you in it. Because aren't you the baby mother? That makes no sense. Think logically. I'm going to skip the baby mother and put the ex-girlfriend in. Does that make any sense to anyone? It makes no sense. What reason did you have not to put Genesis in it? Genesis, you got to speak up. You got to speak. It's coming to a time you got to let people know what's going on. That makes no sense. Why are they pushing Geneva front and center and pushing you back? Like what you say or think doesn't matter. That makes no sense at all. None at all. I don't get it. I thought about it and thought about it. It bothers me. Why? Genesis comes before Geneva. Geneva was the past. You're talking about how she got the abuse. Okay. But why isn't Genesis involved? I can't think of a reason. Why? That makes no sense. Genesis, even you got to agree. That makes no sense. No one's calling it out. How are you not putting Genesis in? If I'm going to put Geneva up, she's the past. He left her. She left him. However it went. Why are we not putting Genesis in it? That makes no sense. Did she not have a son? That makes no sense. You want to know what it is? I'll tell y'all what I believe. I believe that Geneva's easier to control than Genesis because Genesis has a good mind of her own, especially she's going to come forth and tell the truth. Genesis is going to tell the truth. Remember back when all this stuff was going on? Genesis really did address it over the money. Genesis wasn't dumb. She's like, I'm the baby mother. Why do you get to touch the money and I don't get to do what I need to do? That's a fact. If she's taking care of his son, how are you touching the money over her? Now you have Geneva front and center. No one's saying anything. Everyone's acting like it's normal. I'm not going to sit here in front. Why? Only Genesis can answer, but it's up to her. But off that, I want to know right now, the 3 girls that hit me up saying you were being threatened, saying you had different stuff happen to you. I'm not going to repeat what you said. Come forward. It's your time now to come forward. Speak about what happened. You told me your story. You got to tell it again. And we got to figure something out. If you need to tell it publicly, we can do that. If you don't, we could just take your receipts. I don't want to read off your reading of what y'all said because I don't think it's right. Because you came to me in confidence and in silence. But you need to speak up. You need to speak up. I'm telling you, you got to speak up. This is your time, especially with this coming out. And she acting like Geneva was such a victim. There's 3 more victims, man, that are saying you victimized them. They're allegedly saying you victimized them. I'm going to get those messages that you sent to them. Trust and believe. If you girls don't want to come forward, send me those messages. I'll read those. Send me those messages. I'll read those. One of yours I have. Ma'am, you do not want me to read this. Ma'am, you do not want, ma'am. I want them to come forward. I think they need to speak up. This is crazy. And I hit you up and asked. Well, I hit a person up who said they knew you because you're unreachable. You don't respond for nothing. I hit them up and I said, why won't she get these girls tested? They're saying that they need to be tested because they allegedly have something that belongs to her family. Why wouldn't you test that? You're trying not to test them. Is this because of money? What is the reason? They have no assistance, ma'am. They have no father figure there to help them do anything, help them do nothing. And they're reaching out to have someone be their guide. Come on, ma'am. That makes no sense. They're like single mothers out here for no reason, all because you don't want to acknowledge them. I asked, are you going to get them tested? You were mad about that video. I'm asking you again, are you going to get these girls tested? Because they're saying that they have something that belongs to you, ma'am. Come on, man. Then you come out saying, oh, this girl right here wasn't pregnant. What about the other ones that's saying they are? One of them, I seen the picture. Ma'am, you can't deny that one. That one, ma'am, you can't deny that one. You can't. You can't. Ma'am, you seen the picture I seen. You can't deny that. Really? Really? And she was so heartbroken. That's crazy. Why are you doing this to these girls? They came to you in confidence saying, ma'am, I got something that belongs to us. You dipped on it. You dodged it. Now you're exiling Genesis from the documentary. What right do you have? Weren't you fighting me saying she got a son? Why isn't she in the documentary? Why is it Geneva? What, so you could say, oh, she wasn't pregnant? What does she got to do with anything? Ma'am, she's the past. Why aren't we talking about the present? That makes no sense. It makes none. Be honest. You got to be real. Who says that makes sense? If you're the baby mother, would you not expect to be in there instead of the ex-girlfriend? Does that make sense? That makes no sense. So my question to everybody, is Genesis exiled? And if so, why? Genesis, is it over money that you're not included in this? Why did she jump back to Geneva? Geneva had nothing to do with it. I'm so confused. You just heard it. This woman is saying that the pregnancy test information is too sensitive. How? It says pregnant, yes or no. What? You're not showing it. Y'all never showed anything. I asked for you to show stuff from the get-go. Genesis still hasn't showed me her test to show the DNA matches. So why are you talking about Geneva if Genesis is the one who was being questioned in the beginning? You're like trying to put that out there to show a different person. That makes no sense. Somebody tell me that makes sense. You still have not shown me Genesis test. And you're exiling her from the documentary. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. Why, ma'am? Why, ma'am? Why? You make no sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm not going to front, yo. You went up on social media, and I'm going back to this. Let me repeat something. You went up on your social media and said, I don't care if I go to hell. Did you not? Did you not? Ma'am, you can feel that way all you want. You're too old. You're too old to be thinking that way. You're too old, way too old. You're way too old. You need to get your life together, man. Get your religious life together. What are you talking about? You're thinking wrong. You need to think better. What are you teaching to these kids? Who told you to even say that? Ma'am, there's going to come a day where you got to answer to the good Lord. And I hope when you answer, your mind and your heart's in a different place. I hope. For your sake. For your sake. I hope so. Who knows? I pray your mind and heart. Matter of fact, I'll pray for you because you're too old to be thinking so young. You're thinking so young. You need to think like you're an adult. And that was what he had a problem with. All the stuff you were doing, that's what young girls do. You need to grow up, man. You need to grow up. You need to get yourself together. You need to look after this baby mother and stop worrying about money. She's so worried about the money. Worry about your family, okay? That's what someone should have told you. That's what someone real would have told you. But it seems like you can't even get that. You're so worried about this. You're discluding Genesis. You're running Geneva up front. Why is that? Why is that? I'm asking, does anyone know? Why is that? Is there a reason? Is there a reason why she's pushing Geneva beyond Genesis? Does anyone else know? How are you diverting my attention, man? Why? I wasn't even worried about you till you went up and said some things that weren't true. So I got to address it because the God I serve moves in truth. You move with a lie, you will pay for your lie, period. Your soul is what pays. Now, you can sit up here and worry about money, worry about doing different things, but you still haven't answered. Where were you when he was at Riva? Because you're saying you didn't get Genesis tested, or did you? Did you not? So when did you get Geneva tested? I still haven't got that answer. Can someone find that answer out? When did she take Geneva and get her tested? When? She still hasn't answered that. When? And then her documents are too private. Come on, man. I'm not going to sit here and drag anything. I'm going to just, those are my questions, man. It makes no sense. I'm not the only one asking, man. Trust me. You're going to get more questions from different people. You know how I rock. You're going to get more questions from different people. You know how I rock. Stop playing, man. Stop playing with the truth. And those girls that reached out to me saying stuff was happening, you were being threatened, reach out again. It's your time. It's your shine time. Reach out again. Send me the message and we can go over it. We're going to go over this. I'm telling you for a reason. Reach out. Don't be fearful. Listen, fear is not of God. Fear is not of God. It may be of her God, but it's not of my God. Fear does not exist. Trust me. Fear is unreal. It's of the evil that is being pushed by the negative influences that she speaks of. That is not there. Do not worry. Stand in truth. God will bless you. Don't worry about her. Trust me. She has a lot more to worry about. Yo, she got a lot more to worry about. Trust me. She about, Cleo, just being respectful. Don't you got a case coming up? Yeah. Don't you got a case coming up? Oh, did you tell them that? Did you tell them? Oh, they don't know. You definitely got a case coming up. Yes, you do. You need to focus on that. You need to focus on that because there's more that needs to be discussed about your actions, man. What you're doing, what you did to these girls, what they allege you did is not right. They were reaching out to me crying. I want to know if it's true, and I want them to come up and speak. You girls, reach out again. If it's true, if you're fake, disgusting, and that's shame on you. If you lied, you're not going to reach out. If you did tell the truth, you're going to reach out. Everybody let them know. Let them know what's happening. Let them know what's up. Reach out so we can actually figure out what happened. Come on. If all of you are telling the truth, reach out. All rights reserved.